Okay, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Morning, morning. I'm Leah Greenfield with LifeQuest. I'm the executive director. I've been here at LifeQuest since 2015. I've been in this ED role for the 4 years. And I'm so excited to see all these faces. Some of you were new this summer. Some of you that are new. And some of you have been here a couple times, but we're glad to see you again. Also with me is Gina Bridges, our program director. Heather is our business manager. She helped guide some of you into this room. And in the office, staffing the phones is Donna Elke, our administrative assistant and program coordinator. So there's four of us, four full-time staff at LifeQuest and hundreds of volunteers. We have a volunteer instructor today, Linda, with Advanced Beginning Mahjong. So you've got one volunteer instructor in the room. Don't pick on her too much, but she's a wonderful volunteer for us. We have a lot to cover today. We probably have more than you're going to be able to remember or retain, so just let it wash over you, but at least you'll see some faces that are also new that you can ask. And at least you'll know who the staff is in case, and we'll point you out when we do tours in a few minutes to where the office is, and you will be oriented to how to get the answers to your questions as they come along. So this is just the first wave of orientation, and there'll be more questions that you may have as the term goes on. But as I mentioned over here, y'all are gonna feel so much better coming to class next week because you're here today. You're just gonna be the cool kids in the class. You're gonna know where to park. You're gonna know where the office is. You're gonna know where the bathroom is, the one that's working. You're gonna know where to go. You're just gonna make it a lot easier because we have 715 people registered for the fall term, taking 72 classes a week. It is like college. And you're gonna get your schedules and you're gonna get your new notebooks and you're gonna go to class, and it's gonna be so fun because this time around, there's no tests, there's no grades, there's no required attendance, but there's also no degree. Just for the love of lifelong learning. So as we go over some things, kind of keep your questions in your mind or jot them down. Gina, help.
It's in the back. Sorry.
Okay.
You just keep going backwards.
So Gina is our tech guru. We call Gina for all things technical, and she things done.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. So here we are. Here's the staff, and I've already introduced what our roles are. We're the only paid people around there. Everybody else is a volunteer, the people that do most of the work. And this is some of our members and our mission. Our mission drives everything we do. LifeQuest promotes healthful longevity and active aging through lifelong learning and meaningful volunteerism within the community. As I mentioned, we're like a small college for retired aged adults. What's retired age? There's no minimum. Sometimes we have teachers who are off in the summer taking classes. They're not retired, but they're more than welcome to be here. But because we are a part of the Aging Forward Network, the Aging Forward Alliance, which was formerly called Shepherd Centers of America, that umbrella organization has the same mission. We are geared toward healthful longevity and active aging for retired aged adults. And here we are, busy taking classes, all kinds of classes. So something you need to feel good about joining LifeQuest. We are a lot of L's. We're located in Little Rock. Our specialty is lifelong learning. We're the largest lifelong learning, both in that National Aging Forward Alliance of all 55 affiliates for our educational program. We're the largest educational nonprofit in the state of Arkansas. We have more 60 and above adults taking classes than UA Little Rock, than the University of Arkansas, or the OLLI program in Fayetteville. So we're big and we're getting bigger. We'll tell you, I'll go ahead and tell you now, we have opened up this fall our first ever satellite campus in Conway. We're partnering with Hendrix College, but we also have retired faculty teaching from UCA in our first satellite campus, located within First United Methodist Church in Conway. So lots and lots of classes on all kinds of topics, and pretty much nothing is off limits here because the classes are planned by our volunteers. They're planned by our members. I'm not planning what classes y'all should take. Your members and a curriculum committee that staff that volunteer committee plan the classes. And so they're all taught by volunteers. I think that's an incredible thing that really differentiates LifeQuest from a lot of programs, is everything is run by and taught by volunteers. We've already talked about Conway. This is us getting a big check from the Methodist Foundation for our Arkansas that helped launch the program in Conway. But one thing that I did want to point out that this cues me in is that we are, another thing that differentiates LifeQuest is you're not paying for the classes, you're paying to be a member. And your one membership fee covers all the classes that you can take for that one fee. And I think most of you know that, but just to reiterate that for the friends at home, right now, $85 for this fall covers all the classes in Little Rock and in Conway and online from anywhere you want to be. So if you go on vacation in Italy, you can take a LifeQuest class while you're there. If you want to take a Conway class and it's offered online, you can take it all for that one fee. It just simplifies things. Or you can drive to Conway. We have some LifeQuest members here that are driving to Conway and Conway members that are driving to Little Rock. So this is where we've been located for 44 years. So of course, most of our classes are in Little Rock, but we have a small but sturdy start in Conway with about 92, 95 adults enrolled in Conway in 9 classes, and that will double by the winter. A little bit about our history. This is probably too small to read, but I always love to point out my little thing. No, where it's not far enough.
Put your foot in the hand up there.
It's what, oh, there it is. That's my dad. There's my mom. So if LifeQuest is good enough for my parents, it's good enough for y'all. In 1981 is when we started. We were founded by 14 interfaith congregations, and we're still supported by 20 to 21 faith-based congregations in Central Arkansas. So we are housed at Second Presbyterian, but we're not a Presbyterian organization. In Conway, we're housed at First United Methodist Church, but we're non-denominational, non-affiliated, just a 501c3 nonprofit supported by interfaith congregations, and we have been for 44 years. I'll skip down to 2020. Oh, that was a hard year, wasn't it? And we were online for 2 years. Our membership was cut to less than half. It was been hard to build back, but we have. We're back to pre-pandemic levels, and now in a robust curriculum of in-person and online classes. The silver lining, I will say, is we learned how to do online. We are very, very good at online classes, and we are committed to providing online or hybrid classes for our members that are outside of Central Arkansas, maybe in other states, have caregiving responsibilities or mobility issues. So if you miss a class, even if you didn't intend to be taking an online class, if you miss a class and that class is recorded, you can see the recording. If you want to see a recording of a class that you're not even enrolled in, you can do that. That is a benefit of your membership. You might want to kind of spy on what's going on in that Napoleonic history class or in that other lecture class, and you can view those recordings, and we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. First satellite campus this fall, and today over 2,000 active members taking about 225 classes a year. Lots and lots of classes. Here's a picture of our Supporting congregations, that's from a couple of years ago. We need to get a new one. But we really do appreciate the outreach and the interfaith perspective that this group engages us. I mentioned corporate sponsors, and we do have a few. Advanced physical therapy in the top left, their experts teach a class on physical therapy topics for us every summer. They're the wonderful experts in lots of areas that affect our members. And then we put our sponsors to work. We've got sponsors here at an ice cream social, scooping ice cream, serving lunch. That we do not share your information with our sponsors, and they are not allowed to gather it. However, if you want to contact them on your own, they're the ones that we usually refer people to because we know them the best. And we appreciate them because they're all actively working to improve the lives of older adults in our community. Sponsorship from corporations also allows us to have scholarships. So they're very important to our members that would like to have their fee waived so that they do not have that registration fee as a barrier to participating in our LifeQuest classes. So we really appreciate our sponsors. Educational partners are another group, and they are the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts, Central Arkansas Library System, Hendrix College as of this fall, Literacy Action of Central Arkansas, Mosaic Templars Cultural Center, and the Presidential Library and Museum. And educational partners are not giving us money, they're giving us classes. So the experts at the Clinton Library teach a class, and they'll be teaching a class in the spring on the 250th year of our nation. And the Museum of Fine Arts, there are 2 workshops at that museum downtown in their professional art spaces taught by their art instructors. And Literacy Action, we are the host site for their adult literacy tutor training. We partner with them so that we can spread the word and enhance literacy in Central Arkansas. So they're all enriching our programs by providing classes that we wouldn't have at LifeQuest without their expertise. So very, very important to us. But the most important group at LifeQuest are our volunteers. We are a volunteer-driven organization, and y'all are all prime for volunteering. You're all new, so you don't know any better, and we're gonna pick on you right away. Our volunteers teach classes, but that's not the only way you can volunteer. You can help stuff name tags. Because everybody, we want all of you to have a name tag, not for any other reason but to know your name. We want everybody to know your name and you to learn others' names. We have volunteers in the top left that are helping stuff those course catalogs that you get in the mail, our class brochures, to hold one up there if you would. You've all seen those. Somebody has to label those and get those ready for the mail. Volunteers do that. We have a volunteer and the opportunity 4 times a year to go to the Arkansas Food Bank. We have a LifeQuest team that serves in that capacity. I've already mentioned our literacy action tutors. We have, and of course, volunteer instructors like Linda here. So lots of ways, greeters, helpers. We have a group that is going to the Age-Friendly Little Rock Summit tomorrow and staffing a LifeQuest table. Sometimes we do that in the fall at the State House Convention Center. So we rely on volunteers to run our program and to serve in our community. Donna is our volunteer coordinator, and she would be, other than me or Gina, the one to do that. But I have a special volunteer in the audience today, Laura Smith-O'Lins, and I wanted to introduce her and have her talk to you a little bit about what LifeQuest means to her.
Thanks, Leah. Good morning. Are all of you set to take classes next week? Anybody undecided on that? Good, okay. You are gonna have such a great time. I have signed up for 4 classes in a row on Thursdays. I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll see. This is my 3rd year to start LifeQuest, to be in LifeQuest. I am the co-chair of the membership committee, and we are trying to figure out better ways to retain people and field questions and concerns that you all might have. So you'll, in the second or third week, you'll be getting an email from me and my co-chair, Ann, that if anything is going on that you are concerned about, or you have a question, pop into us and we will get in touch with you and try to take care of that with, of course, staff help. Let's see, what do I do? So I am the co-chair of the membership committee. And we're looking for new members. So if anyone is interested, we'd really like to have that perspective. What can we do to help people fall in love with LifeQuest as much as we are? I also have participated in the food bank. That's a lot of fun. This last time I made bags rather than putting food in. You know, there's always a different thing to do when you go to the food bank. I also have helped with the mailers, and that's a lot of fun. The one thing that I have not done and likely will never do is teach. And that is because I don't have enough knowledge about anything really to do that. So I love learning though, and I couldn't wait when I was still working. I couldn't wait to come to LifeQuest. I knew so many people who came here. I worked at UAMS, so it was, I can't take any time off to go do that. Donna Elke is the volunteer coordinator. So if you ever have questions about volunteering, Donna is the person to contact. Anything else?
That covers.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. Okay, let me see what else is on my agenda.
Oh, look, it over here.
This past week, when I went to my salad. Okay, just so you can see who's talking, could you go back to that picture? That's Ellen Lowitz, who teaches beginning Mahjong. I'm starting a class at Vitality Living. Linda McAteer, sorry, I teach advanced beginning and beginning Mahjong. I went to Vitality Living, Senior Living Center to start a Mahjong group on behalf of LifeQuest. Met two women that took her class here. And they are now in senior living. That just shows you how long and how stable this place is. I was just so impressed to meet them. And of course, they're gonna join the Mahjong group once we get it going. I just wanted to put this up there if anybody's interested. We have a really great group of people that travel with Colette every year. We love Colette. I love Colette because I don't have to do a thing except market what trips are coming up. I don't want to know about whose bags have been lost or your itinerary or where you want to go extend your trip. But if you want to participate in Colette, I do have them on speed dial. I know how to get the questions answered. And you can provide some input on where you'd like to go because they want to hear from our members and create a trip based on what you'd like to do. We had a group go to Ireland in August, had a fabulous time with LifeQuest members and folks similar ages from around the country. And then in October, we'll have a group going to New England, sort of a fall foliage tour in New England. So we've got some trips coming up in 2026. You see, I never get this due, but South Africa, Spain, and I'm not sure about the Italy trip right now. Well, it's a little bit on hold, but we'd love to find more places for y'all to go, especially as we start planning in 2027. So Gina is going, I've given you the big picture overview, and that is pretty much indicative of the way Gina and I work. I'm big picture, she's the queen of spreadsheets. And she is the detailed person in addition to the tech expert. So she's gonna be telling you a bunch of stuff about how to get to class and some of the specifics. Some of it may be really pertinent to some of you more than others, but just listen to the whole thing and you'll learn so much from her.
Okay, now what I say is important to everybody. I don't need you don't need that. Thank you. Okay. All right, because I am the details person. I want to tell you everything. I don't want you to get overwhelmed though. And the new member committee developed a packet that is outside on the table. If any of this needs to sink in and you want to review it, pick up a packet. There are also brochures out there, and there are registration forms on the table. So if you haven't registered yet, you can pick those up. So LifeQuest operates on a quarterly system with 4 terms. 2 of those terms are 6 weeks long, and 2 of those terms are 8 weeks. So the fall starts 8, and then winter is January and February, and it's 6. And then April and May is spring, and that's 8. And then summer is 6. Your one fee we covered, it will get you into as many classes as you can fill up. Laura said she was taking 4 on Thursday, all in a row. Good for you. Some people we see up here every day of the week. However, our office is only open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 4. So we're not here on Fridays. We don't have classes on Fridays. And you can always contact us by email or phone. When you register, most of you did, and that's great. Online registration is the fairest and easiest way to get into the classes that you want to get into. We know that there are issues with it the first couple of hours because there are 50 people trying to get into the 24 Mahjong spots. And that's a glitch. And there's no way for the system to assign those spaces so fast before you check out that it's going to work smoothly, no matter what system we use. When there's 50 people interested in a small class, things happen. But a lecture class, like John Brummett behind the headlines, we haven't reached the limit of 600 yet, which is how many seats are in the sanctuary. So if you're registering for open classes, just don't do it the first morning and don't frustrate yourself. Wait a little bit to register. But if you're the limited classes, they fill up, but we have very active waiting list. So if you try to get into a class and you're not able to, if you can find a note section on the checkout process and say, I want to get into dreams, or email us and say, I really want to be in Tai Chi. I want to do it on Thursday. Please put me in a class. We are working those lists the first couple of weeks and trying to clear them out by either moving the rooms we've assigned you to, or asking the instructor, can you expand? Or asking the instructor, can you teach too? But they don't get paid. They're volunteers. So it's on their time. The supply list for classes. So if you take an art class or you take an English class and there's reading material or something of that sort, even classes that aren't online, we are trying to be good stewards of the earth and good stewards of your money that's given to us so that we don't print too many supplies. They're online. I'm going to show you how to find those in a minute. The recordings are also online. What's nice is that you don't have to download any software to watch the recordings, and you don't really have to download any software to go to class. Also, something I've noticed about people in general is that we like to eat. So if you have a favorite snack, please bring it and share it with us. It's best if it's individually wrapped and does not contain any nut products at all, because there is a preschool here. So it means no almond butter, no peanut butter, no whole nuts of any sort. But if you're also a baker and you like to bake cookies or homemade bread, bring it to the office. I will taste test it, and then we will set it out and make sure, there's enough for a few people, 1 and maybe 2, I don't know. The next thing I'm going to talk about is, before you get busy with the term, in case there's a chance you're going to take an online class that occurs in the sanctuary, which is Behind the Headlines, Modern American Tycoons, and Movers and Shakers. Join the Facebook group before the first day, because we have to match your name that's in our registration system with your Facebook name. Some people don't use their real name on Facebook. I don't know if you have any friends that do that. Some people also don't use their real picture. And some people have like a picture of a cat or their dog or a flower. And so that's why we ask for your Facebook name, is so that if you do use a pseudonym, we can match you in that registration process. This is a QR code to our general public page. The registration confirmation has a link to the private group. So if you don't see your registration confirmation email and you want to join the Facebook group, find that or call us and we can resend it. We don't keep up with your Facebook credentials, so we don't know what your username and login is for that. But also, if you hate Facebook and you're like, I'm never gonna join Facebook, I don't wanna see what happens on Facebook. The recordings later aren't on Facebook. You can go to our general recordings and watch those. Our recordings are just stored in YouTube, so that's easy for everybody to see.
Can you go back and tell them the name of that private group to join if they want to watch it in real time?
I'll show them in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so first day jitters, anybody? First day jitters, me? I'm nervous, I'm excited for you, me. Okay, first thing we would like for you to do when you get here is to find your name tag. We have a really big name tag cart that will have lists on each corner of it. The first day, there may or may not be someone there to help find your name on the list. And then there's a number assigned on your name tag. If you have been retired for a few years, you might not remember Robert from when you worked with him at Bank of Little Rock 20 years ago. He may have gone a little gray. He may have glasses. You might not recognize him. So name tags are great for y'all to get to remember people you used to work with or go to school with, and for staff so that we know who you are. Because like she said, there's 700 people here. Can't possibly remember all. The cart will be in this general area outside of this door on Wednesdays. And the rest of the week, we put it near the snack area, which we'll show you later. Another thing you'll want to do when you get here. This is what it looks like, but this is not the right color. An orange half sheet. This is a half sheet. It lists all of the classes in days of the order of the week. So it has Monday and then 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and it tells you over here the room they're in. And on the tour, we'll show you where some of the rooms are. So if you have a specific question, I've just printed these. We don't have these to hand out yet because changes can happen before next week. But in general, we know where your rooms are going to be. If you're taking an art class or a class that has supplies or like you're supposed to read something before the first day, please do that. Come to class prepared. Just like if you're going to school, bring your art supplies. Of course, there are people there who are willing to share. So if you don't have time to go buy cardamom yellow, somebody else will have some. Don't worry about it. Another thing we ask is that when you go to class, please be respectful of the instructor and all the other class members and silence your cell phones. Another thing we ask is that you don't take open containers into the classrooms or walk in the hallways. Open containers are things without lids. So closed containers, things that have a lid, are perfectly fine to take into different rooms. But we are trying not to stain the carpet because we rent this building. And we're also trying not to create any fall hazards out in the hallway. So if you do see spills, please let staff know so that we don't let anybody slip. Also, Laura was really smart today and brought a sweater. She's not wearing it for some reason because it is cold in here to me. But I encourage you all to bring sweaters or dress in layers because you never know what temperature it's going to be in big buildings like this. So this end may be cold, that end may be hot, that end may be stuffy. You just don't know. And this is no matter what season it is. Also, both campuses share buildings with preschools. It is locked for their safety, and so you're not going to wander into the preschool by accident. However, there are drop-off and pickup times that will affect you. So if you're here for Behind the Headlines at 8:30, the parents are dropping off their kids. And this building, if you think of it as a clock, and this is 12 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, they're all going around that way and making a big loop, dropping their kids off. So please do not go around the building that way or you will get stuck in the carpool line and you will have to stay. They will yell at you if you try to go around because they're worried about the safety of the kids. They're little, they're 2 years old, 3 years old, you can't see them. So do be careful in the parking lot. Another time that they also leave is 12:30 and 2:30. So in between there, don't worry about it. Another thing that we're excited to announce is that we did hire a shuttle driver for this term for the Little Rock campus. So if you are here on Wednesdays, there will be a shuttle driver that goes between First Presbyterian and St. James down the street. And it will run from about 8:45 until 12:15. So he'll be there to pick you up, probably very close to where you park. It's the north parking lot, close to the interstate. And then he'll drop you off right here under this door. So if it's raining, what better, way to just stand there with your umbrella, wait for him, and then get dropped off right here where there's an awning and you're
His name's
protected.
Calvin.
His name is Calvin. He is one of the church sextons who works in the evenings, and we were really lucky to have him because he said, sure, I've got a few hours free on Wednesday mornings, and we said, please, thank you. And so it was the Second Presbyterian Church band. So it's not a LifeQuest band, we don't have one. It's a Second Presbyterian Church band, and it goes around and just continuously. If for some reason you go over here and you wait 10 minutes, come to the office just down the hallway and say, can someone call him or let me know when he's gonna be here so I can get to my car. No problem at all. Another thing we offer in Little Rock is lunch on Wednesdays. Lunch is $12 per person, and it is prepared in-house by Chef Brenda. She is on staff here at Second Presbyterian. If you are on any sort of diet, any diet at all, her food is probably your cheat meal for the week. It is full of fat, it is full of salt, it is full of flavor, it is full of calories. It is delicious. So if you have a cheat meal, this is the one to do. It includes usually a drink, a dessert, a vegetable, a main course, big portions. For some people, they look at it and they go, this is enough for 2 people. Yay, stuff your face. That's all I can say. We do ask that you order by Sunday. So if you're comfortable ordering online, you can order online by Sunday. If you're not comfortable ordering online, please come by the office the Thursday before. That way she can go shopping on Monday and buy all of the ingredients for everything. Okay, here we're going to take a break and we're going to go to the LifeQuest website. Minimize this and get over here. So a lot of times when people are going to look for websites, it's right there, I'm gonna type here, you just go to Google or somewhere and you type LifeQuest of Arkansas into any search engine and it pops up. LifeQuestOfArkansas.org is our website. And when you're on the home page, there's a lot to see. But up here at the top, or if you see this menu on the side, there's another place that says login portal. That's what we're going to look at today. There are instructor biographies on here. There are more information about the trips. There are other ways to volunteer. There's a calendar if you want to know what the sessions are next year because you're so excited to come here, but you're also excited to travel. You can look on here and already see exactly when the summer term is and exactly when the winter term is. But let's go to login. If you have registered, you have received your credentials. Everyone's login name is always LifeQuest. The password changes each term. Let me repeat that. It is not your email. It is not a word you make up. We assign it and give it to you, and the username is always LifeQuest. Some people say it doesn't matter how it's typed in. I just always type it with a capital L and Q out of habit. The password will be case sensitive, and I'm not going to share the password because some of you haven't enrolled yet, and I want you to. So let's see. I bet I have to type it on here.
And where do they get the password?
In their registration confirmation is where the password is at. And if you can't find that because you've decided it was okay to delete that email, then contact us and we will send it to you again. It's easy peasy. Let me hide this so it just looks like the website. Okay, this page says, welcome to your class portal. There are 3 buttons on this page. Class access is how you get to class in real time. So if you have a class on Tuesday with Reverend Steve Hancock and you want to see what he's talking about, awe, as it relates to that, you would go to class access. When I click that, it shows the schedule chronologically through the week for only the classes that are available online. So these are not just online only though, these are also the hybrid classes. So if you're here for John Brummett or something, it will also be here. So let's see. This class, the first one, if I can see it. Monday, where's the thing? Monday, 9 o'clock. If you're ready and want to do a class that early, more power to you. Some people are night people, some people are morning people. But there's the description of the class, just like it is in the brochure. Here's a button underneath it. When you hover over it, it turns a different color. When you click Zoom, a window will open up and it will ask you if you want to join Zoom from your browser or if you want to open your application. You don't have to download Zoom, you can just join from your browser. Some classes you come in and you're automatically unmuted. If it's a discussion group like a book club, some classes we try to keep you muted. For instance, today the participants with Zoom online are muted throughout this presentation. If it's a class that is limited, they get another password that they use after they click the Zoom button. So those people have to keep up with one extra password. If you don't take that class and you don't know what the password is, even if you click this Zoom button, you're not accidentally going to go to that class. So don't worry about it if you accidentally click one. As I mentioned, there are 3 classes that take place in the sanctuary, and the equipment that we have works better with Facebook. So those classes don't say Zoom underneath, but instead say Facebook. So if I click Facebook, it is going to go to the private group. And when you are ready to join, there will be a join group button. Those are approved manually by me whenever I feel like working. So normally it's Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4. But sometimes I do it late at night because I'm bored. And I think, hey, what's going on at work? I'm a workaholic, so there you go. On the videos, we try to get them to where they populate in Facebook in order. So if you go to Facebook and you're looking for John's class, hopefully it's at the top. But sometimes Facebook likes to mess with settings that are beyond our control. One thing they do though, is they put the word live in red in the upper corner. So if you see the word live, that's happening right now. If you don't see the word live, it might be his class from last week because all the videos are going to save there. We also download those videos though. And when we download those videos, we put them on a recordings page. So as I mentioned before, you don't have to be a member to watch a Facebook member or a member of the private group in order to see those classes. We can go to the recordings page, but before I get to that, I do want to show you the materials page. So I'm jumping around a little bit here, and here we're back on the class portal. Whoop, it slipped up. And here is the materials page. And again, this is not just for materials for classes that are online, but these are materials for classes that are only in person as well. If you don't remember anything I've said today, right here on the front page is the informational packet. So if you don't pick one up out there, you can also download it here and look at it. If you are in acrylic and oil painting, the supply list is there. If you're in Great Reads, or you just want to see what they're reading, you can go ahead and download their readings and read those. If you want to play pickleball, and you want to know the rules are already there. Who would have thought? Why has pickleball got something on our website? Well, because they have a handout. And so that's where we want you to go. Really easy to log in and see this. This reminds me of something else I wanted to point out. If you received a brochure in the mail, you may have noticed a really colorful handout that talked about our schedule. Our schedule is a little unusual this fall because of holidays. Since we are an ecumenical nonprofit and we have a lot of supporting congregations, we have members of different faiths. So we have, the board of directors has decided that we will be closed for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the same way we're closed for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's. So out of respect to those members, we are closed on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Those holidays follow the lunar cycle, so they don't always fall on a certain date, like you can always count on Thanksgiving to be the same day. You can't count on these to fall on the same day, and all three of them fall in our term this time. So please pay attention to what day of the week your class is and what the schedule is, because next week you get to come on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then the next week you skip Tuesday and Wednesday. And then a few weeks later, you skip Thursday. It's wacky, but we're thankful and we want to be that way to our congregations. Also, I'm going to go back up to the top and show you the recordings. Let's see. That was another way to access it, class recordings. Like she said, your recordings are available to anybody regardless of if you've enrolled in the class or not. So if you wake up at 2 a.m. and you want to watch something, feel free. If you want to watch a class that you've never been to, feel free. It's going to be a YouTube playlist. It's not something you can search for on YouTube and find. These are hidden videos and they'll be listed in the order that they happen. So you won't see all of the behind the headlines together. You'll see behind the headlines and then movers and shakers and then, you know, like tycoons. And then the next day you'll see Nylock pottery and Napoleon. And then on Monday we start again and it just keeps going and on. If you'll notice on the top of this page, it says that available until November 24th. Normally, we keep the recordings available for at least 1 week after classes last. It's just a little longer this time, and that's great. If you want to see recordings from previous terms, all the way since 2020, because Napoleon actually dies this term, but if you want to see what happened before he died, you could join the library and listen to all the other lectures that he has given on Napoleon. We're hoping we can talk him into starting it again. But, you know, just in case he doesn't, and you're really eager to catch up, the recordings are on our annual library. I don't really encourage people to purchase this in the fall because it is an annual based subscription that only lasts from January 1st to December 31st. So we're almost finished with the year. You get more bang for your buck if you start in January. And there are thousands of videos there covering a lot of topics.
Jim,
Yes.
I'm just gonna put in a plug for your volume because I didn't think I was interested. So interested.
For those of you online who didn't hear, Laura Smith has taken the Napoleon class before, and she encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and take classes that you don't think you're going to be interested in. You're not graded. You know, they're not taking attendance. It is nice though, if you decide to switch classes in the middle of the term and you want to be sure to be on the teacher's roster, to let us know. So that if the teacher decides, I want to email my class independently of whatever's happening at the LifeQuest website, your name is on their list. But you are free to do that. So if you get into movers and shakers and week 3 you're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I really don't like this. I'm really bored. I think instead I want to go to the social justice class. By all means do. The lecture classes, we try to put them in spaces where there's still enough room for people to come in and pop out.
If you do decide that you want to add a class, you're welcome to pop in and visit any unlimited open class. You're welcome to try it out. If you want to add a class and get officially on that roster, call us or come by the office. Don't try to register again or you'll be charged a registration fee again and you don't need to be charged that. So, but we'll be happy to add you to the roster.
Okay, at this time, I'm gonna ask Donna to go ahead and stop the recording for anyone online. And if you're online and you have questions, please email us. Also, just out of curiosity, I wanna see if we can see who's online. Let's see if we can minimize this and open it up bigger.
While she's doing that, this is a good time for us to stop and have questions, and we're gonna take, some tours that are optional. If you know your way around the building, you don't have to stay for the tours, but it is a good way to kind of talk in a smaller group setting. We'll have 3 different tours. Me, Gina, and Laura are gonna be giving us a short tour of the classroom spaces. But do we have any questions right now?
Hold on just a second. I'm gonna see if all of y'all can see all of them. And
That's
then
like a zip
all of
line.
them wave hi to all of us.
Hi, Zoomers. Glad you're with us today.
All right, thank you very much.
Atlanta. Glad you're with us.